You know that classic holiday song, The 12 Days of Christmas? Well, have you ever actually thought about how all those gifts get there? Turns out, hidden inside that tune is a secret story about the invisible network that powers, well, everything. Let's dive in and unpack it.
So, this whole idea actually came from a supply chain pro who was listening to their grandson sing the song. And it just clicked. They had this aha moment and couldn't help but laugh because they realized none of it, not a single gift, could happen without a really well-orchestrated supply chain. It's the magic behind the magic.
So, what is this hidden network behind all our holiday magic? That's exactly the question we're going to tackle. We're going to count down from day 12 all the way to day 1, and for each gift, we'll uncover the supply chain lesson hiding in plain sight. Ready? Let's get started.
Okay, let's kick things off on day 12 with 12 drummers drumming. Sounds like a party, right? But stop and think for a second. What does it take to get those 12 drummers their instruments? I mean, how do the drums, the sticks, even the sound systems all show up in the same place at the exact same time?
Well, the answer is this incredible symphony of global logistics. It's this complex dance that coordinates everything from manufacturing the drum parts to shipping them through massive ports, loading them onto trucks, and finally getting them to the venue. It all relies on a flawless supply chain to keep the rhythm going, literally.
All right, let's keep the countdown going. On the 11th day, we've got 11 pipers piping. And these aren't just any old instruments, right? They're often these amazing pieces of craftsmanship.
And that's exactly where production planning becomes so critical. For those pipers to even play a note, someone, somewhere, had to source very specific, high-quality materials. We're talking the right kind of brass, cork, and wood. Then they have to manage these super complex production deadlines. It's all about making sure those skilled suppliers deliver exactly what's needed, right on time, every time.
Next up, day 10, 10 Lords a Leaping. Now, you can't have Lords leaping all over the place without the right gear, can you? This verse is actually the perfect way to jump into the massive world of the apparel supply chain.
You know, modern apparel sourcing has gone way beyond just getting fabric from point A to B. Today, it's all about global collaboration, super strict quality control, and a huge growing focus on sustainability. We're talking everything from ensuring ethical labor practices to choosing shipping methods that actually reduce the carbon footprint. It's a whole new ballgame.
Okay, let's jump ahead to the 8th day for a real classic supply chain puzzle. 8 maids a-milking. This one is such a perfect, everyday example of a highly specialized corner of logistics. Yeah, we're talking about the cold chain. Think about it. To get milk from the farm to your fridge safely, it needs constant temperature-controlled transport. You need incredibly accurate forecasting because it's perishable, and non-stop monitoring for safety. Without that tough, resilient network, those maids wouldn't have a single drop of milk to deliver. It's that crucial.
So on the 7th day, we get 7 swans a-swimming. And this verse gives us a great chance to pivot and talk about one of the most important trends in modern supply chain management: ethics and sustainability. This brings us to a really important idea called the triple bottom line. See, today's best supply chains have to balance 3 key things: people, which means ensuring ethical trade; planet, which is all about environmental stewardship; and of course, profit, which creates business value. It's really about building a business that can thrive responsibly for the long haul.
All right, moving on to day 6, we've got 6 geese a-laying. This brings us right back to the incredible complexities of our food supply. I mean, how does something as simple as an egg get from the farm all the way to the store?
Turns out it's not simple at all. Agricultural supply chains are unbelievably challenging. You're dealing with perishable inventory, you have to forecast demand super carefully, and you have to coordinate all the resources needed, from animal feed and equipment to safe packaging and refrigerated trucks. With food, timing and precision are absolutely everything.
All right, we're at the halfway point. On the 5th day, 5 golden rings. Okay, so now we're shifting gears from things that perish to luxury goods, where the story behind the product is just as important as the product itself.
And just look at the difference here. The old way of sourcing just focused on mining and refining. That was it. But today, ethical sourcing is everything. This means adding transparency and traceability to the entire process, making sure there's ethical labor involved, and ultimately, building trust with you, the consumer. You want to know where that ring came from, right? Okay, on to the 4th day, 4 calling birds. Now, this might seem like a really niche gift, but it's a perfect example of how supply chains have to serve very specific markets with very specific needs.
And to do that, you need excellent demand planning. So what is that? It's basically the art and science of forecasting what customers will want and when they'll want it. It's how you make sure products are always in stock. Doesn't matter if it's specialized bird feed or the latest smartphone. It's what keeps pretty much every business, big or small, humming along.
We are so close. Let's group the third and second days together. That's 3 French hens and 2 turtle doves, because they both highlight the same unique and really high-stakes challenge, transporting live animals.
I mean, when you're shipping live animals or other highly specialized goods, the margin for error is basically zero. It demands super strict customs paperwork, precise climate control, and total compliance with ethical trade and humane handling rules. It's all about making sure everything and everyone arrives safely and responsibly.
And here we are, the first day of Christmas. A partridge in a pear tree. This final gift is the perfect symbol for the very end of the supply chain journey, the moment the product finally reaches its destination.
In the industry, this is what's known as last-mile logistics. It's that final, absolutely crucial step that takes a product from a local warehouse or distribution center directly to your front door. This is the step that connects that entire massive global network we've been talking about to every single one of us.
So, as you're enjoying the holidays and you see all these products from all over the world, take a second to remember the invisible networks that made it all possible. Because the supply chain, it truly is the song behind the season. And that just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Now that you've seen the hidden logistics in a classic Christmas carol, what other invisible networks are you going to start to notice in the world around you?